great idol of Islam, the black stone, and its veneration has been around from time immemorial. Yet despite the very clear correlations, few prophecy analysts have ever linked this to what has already been spoken of in the book of Acts. Everyone knows that Ephesus is the official guardian of the temple of the great Artemis, whose image fell down to us from heaven. Acts 17:35. The image of Artemis is strikingly similar to the meteorite stone image in Mecca, which Allah commands 1.3 billion Muslims to literally bow down and prostrate themselves towards at least 17 times during their 5 daily prayers. John of Damascus, who lived at the advent of Islam and served in the court of the Caliph and was thoroughly familiar with Islam from its inception, writes in his work concerning heresy, quote, "So then these were idolaters and reverenced the morning star and Aphrodite, who they indeed named Akbar in their own language, which means great." The Islamic connection to Aphrodite is evident in the Muslim cry, Allahu Akbar. Allah is great. Aphrodite is actually Allat, the feminine root of the name Allah. Even the Greek historian Herodotus, writing in the 5th century BC, considers Allat the equivalent of Aphrodite. Quote, "The Assyrians call Aphrodite Melita, and the Arabians Al-Ilat." The pre-Islamic Arabs believed Allat resided in the Kaaba and also had an idol for her inside the sanctuary. Quote, "The Quraysh, as well as all the Arabs, were wont to venerate Allat. They also used to name their children after her, calling them Zaydullat and Taymillat." Even the Bible confirms this style of naming. The name Sanballat in Nehemiah chapter 2 verse 19 is a derivative of two words, Sin, the moon god, and Allat, Aphrodite, the feminine of Allah and one of the 3 daughters. Such names existed long before Muhammad, whose father's name Abdullah, meaning the slave of Allah, the moon god. Sanballat was known to have harassed Israel as they were attempting to build the temple alongside with Tobiah, the Ammonite, and Geshem, the Arab. Nothing has changed. Today, these same people with an evolved form of the same religion still harass Israel and are the main obstacle to the rebuilding of the temple. But what is the whole thing about venerating an asteroid? What is this whole image about? Does the Bible warn us of this? The Bible is so clear in exposing this issue. Jehovah simply wants us to dig deeper. Lucifer's image is depicted in Revelation 8 and 9, showing Satan wanting to be worshipped. He is a star that fell from heaven, quote, "And the 5th angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven unto the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit." Revelation 9 verse 1. This him cannot be an object as a star, but rather Satan himself, a living being, him cast out of heaven as described in Isaiah 14 and Revelation 8 verse 10. The important verse in the Quran that describes Allah is perfectly mirrored in Isaiah 14. In Isaiah 14, it is Satan or Lucifer that is described as the bearer of light. And in the Quran, it is Allah that is depicted as the lamp, light, or torch. In the chapter of the star in the Quran, we read, "Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. A likeness of his light is as a niche in which is a lamp. The lamp is a glass, and the glass is as it were brightly shining star." Quran 24:35-36. Now compare this with Revelation 8 verse 10. Quote, "And the 3rd angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of waters. Take note of the fact that the death of 1/3 of the earth's population occurs during the rise of the 8th empire, which will be an Islamic empire. Satan, who is the fallen star in this case, and the destroyer, who is unleashed, will precede the mountain or empire that will cause 1/3 of mankind to die spiritually. The black stone of Mecca owns its reputation to the tradition that it fell from the heavens, like the black stone of Aphrodite. The black stone of Mecca is also clearly an image of Satan. Yet this satanic image that is created by the beast in Revelation 13:15, which can speak and cause all who do not worship it to be killed. It is mentioned as a holy thing by Muhammad in an Islamic tradition authenticated by At-Tirmidhi. Allah will raise up the stone, the black stone, on the day of judgment, and it will have 2 eyes with which it will see, and a tongue which it talks with, and it will give witness in favor of everyone who touched it in truth. According to Muslim traditions, the black stone is even the redeemer of Muslims. At-Tirmidhi notes that many years ago, the black stone was, quote, whiter than milk. It was only later that it became black as it absorbed the sins of those who touched it. The blasphemy does not stop here. The black stone or the black rock, the image of Satan, the fallen star, which attempts to take the place of Christ, the great Redeemer, is called by Muhammad, the son of perdition, Yaminullah. This means that it is the right hand of Allah with which he touches his servants. It is the visible right hand of the invisible Allah, according to Islam. It is even the Shekinah glory which dwells in all believers. Venerating it and rotating 7 times around it will cleanse the Muslim of all prior sins in accordance to Islam. The veneration of Satan through this act of rotating around an idol image is even alluded to in the Bible and rarely understood by many analysts. In Ezekiel chapter 31 verse 3 declares, "Behold, the Assyrian," in this case the Antichrist, Satan in the flesh, "was a cedar in Lebanon with fair branches, and with a shadowing shroud, and of high stature, and his top was among the thick buffs. The waters made him great, the deep set him up on high, with her rivers running round about his plants, and sent out her little rivers unto all the trees of the field." If we exercise what we learned from the previous part, we can apply what we learned in the following interpretive paraphrase. "Behold, Satan, a beautiful angel, clothed in beautiful covering, an angel with high status. Peoples and multitudes from every nation made him great, and the underworld set him up high, with the multitudes running round about his idol, and sent out the people to all the idols that were set forth for him." This is exactly what we see in the Muslim Hajj, which Muslims do yearly to have their sins forgiven by the right hand of Allah, which is the black stone. They come from all over the world to the Kaaba and roam round about it. In addition, Jeremiah 51 verse 44 tells us, quote, "I will punish Bel in Babylon, and I will bring out of his mouth what he has swallowed, and the nations shall not stream to him anymore." Wow. The nations will not flock to Babylon, and Bel, the moon god, will be ashamed in her. No longer will the nations flock to Mecca to worship Satan. This punishment is not a historic one. It refers to Jerusalem and the invasion of the Temple Mount. "Strangers have come into the sanctuaries of the Lord's house," Jeremiah 51:51. In the last days, there will be 2 opposing houses, one dedicated to Jehovah and the other to Satan.